Hello friends, how are we doing? Hope that you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming at you today from a heat wave in the UK. It's hot. It's very, very hot. So if I look like I'm going to pass out at any point during this video, I probably am. What I'm talking about today is, what does it mean to be healthy? Some of you may know, if you know me then you will probably know, but I've recently began training to become an... I can never say it right. I am now training to become a holistic health coach with the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which to some people might make me sound like a knob, but I promise you, I'm not a knob. I am a bit, but the course is great. The basic principle of it is looking at health, you know, so much more than just what food you eat and what exercise you do and how much you weigh and all those kind of conventional things we think of when we think of healthy. It takes into consideration your whole life and how every single little factor of your life plays such an important part in your overall health. And it's really got me thinking about what the term healthy means to me. A few years ago, I very much believed that in order to be healthy, I just needed to eat 8 portions of broccoli a day and never come within 5 feet of a carbohydrate ever again and, you know, do ridiculous amounts of exercise, and that meant I was healthy. Nah, I was so unhealthy when I lived in that way. And now I have a very different view of what healthy means. I'm gonna grab my gin and tonic on the note of health. It's very healthy. Look, there's 3 raspberries. 3 raspberries. 3 of my 5 a day. Right there. And have a little chat about, what does healthy mean? So I think the first really important thing to consider when we think about health is we are all completely bio-individual. And what I mean by that is we're all completely different human beings, and the food and everything else that we need to live our best lives and be, you know, healthy and happy are completely different to what your mum needs or what your best friend needs or what I need. What I need will be so totally different to what you need. And I think that's so important to remember, particularly when, you know, you kind of start falling down the rabbit hole of looking at people on social media doing what I eat in a day videos and, you know, thinking, oh, that's what they eat, I need to eat that. They eat porridge every day, I need to eat porridge. Or they don't eat dairy, so I shouldn't eat dairy if I want to be healthy. I'm not hating on YouTubers who do what I eat in a day videos. I love watching them, and I think they can be a great place to get recipe inspiration and stuff, but I think it's just so important to remember that what they need, the food they need to be healthy and happy, is not necessarily what you need. They may be on a vegan diet, that might not work for you at all. Like, for example, when I was recovering from anorexia, there's no way I could have done that on a vegan diet, because for me that just would have been way too restrictive. At that time I needed to really just have no restrictions around food. I needed to just be completely open to anything and everything, and I needed to find whatever it was that made me feel good and was helping me to get better, and I never could have done that on a vegan diet. Whereas now I'm a healthy weight again. I'm not completely vegan, but I do eat a plant-based diet probably 80% of the time. I don't eat very much meat, I don't have much dairy apart from cheese. I love cheese. But yeah, this diet works for me, this way of eating works for me really well now, but it wouldn't have done a few years ago in the slightest. So I think that's a really important thing to remember. You have to experiment with different foods and see what works for you and what makes you feel good and what makes you feel like you can thrive. I also think that when we think about our health in terms of food, it's really important to look beyond food as more than just the food we have on our plates. It's so much of health around food is to do with your emotional relationship with food, and whether you see food as a source of pleasure or a source of punishment. I used to see all foods in totally black and white terms, and that was good foods and bad foods. The good foods were fruit and vegetables for me, and bad foods were anything else, basically. And I really thought that was healthy, and it's so not. And from an outsider's perspective, you could probably have looked at me and my diet and thought, oh, that girl eats like 10 portions of vegetables a day and she exercises every day. Yeah, she's healthy. I wasn't healthy in the slightest, because I demonized so many different groups of foods. I couldn't touch anything, I couldn't touch bread, I couldn't touch chocolate, I couldn't eat pasta, and it got to the point where I couldn't even eat bananas because I knew they were the fruit with the most number of calories in, or something ridiculous like that. It may have looked like what I was doing was healthy. It was so unhealthy. And yet I was following the conventional rules of eat lots of vegetables and exercise every day. I was following those rules, but I wasn't healthy. And actually it ultimately led to me becoming anorexic. I was terrified of food, and anything I ate I had to immediately burn off in some way, or starve myself for a couple of days afterwards to make up for it. And my mindset has changed so much around that now, and I think it's so important to realise that you don't earn good food, you deserve good food. You deserve to have a glass of wine on a Monday night, you deserve to have a pizza and not want to kill yourself afterwards. Like, all these things that, they're such a source of joy for me now as well. Like, why would you deprive yourself of something that makes you so happy? Obviously, like, moderation's important and it's all about balance, blah, 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 blah. Like, but I think you're all sensible enough to know that you can eat those things and enjoy them and not hate yourself for it. It's so fine, and I do it all the time. And now that I eat intuitively, I would say, as in I eat whatever I'm craving, I stop eating when I'm full, I thrive emotionally, mentally, physically so much more than I did when I was, doing the conventional healthy things of eating lots of vegetables and exercising lots. I still do those things, but I also eat a lot of cheese and drink a lot of wine and eat a lot of carbs, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been, without a doubt. So this way is much more fun. When we think of our health, it's so easy just to think of it in terms of what you eat and exercise, but actually everything plays such a huge factor in your feeling of health and well-being. That's one of the things I'm really loving about this course. It encourages you to look at every aspect of your life. So how is your sleep affecting your health? How is your job, your career affecting your health? Your relationships, are you in a bad relationship? Your stress levels, like your financial situation, your home space, who do you live with? Like, all these things play such an important role in your health. I really do believe that if you're not happy, you're not healthy. You can't have one without the other. You might be eating, a million servings of vegetables a day and doing a spin class every morning and drinking a green juice every day and doing all those things that Instagram tells you to do. But if you're miserable working a 10-hour-a-day job that you hate, or you're in an abusive relationship with someone who drains you, or you're living somewhere that really doesn't make you happy, or you're not sleeping, or you're not healthy. And if any of those areas of your life are out of balance, it's so important to kind of look at them and think how these things are actually affecting me, probably a lot more than I think. Stress is so harmful to our bodies. Prolonged stress actually weakens your immune system, which obviously makes you more prone to infection, and prolonged stress can really give you high blood pressure. It can even lead to heart disease. I didn't realise how much stress can actually negatively impact your health, and I am a stressed little person. So that's something I'm really trying to work on. But yeah, it's you can't balance that stuff out with a green juice. You just can't. Like, you have to look at your life as a whole, and that can be quite scary, and it can sometimes mean having to make some quite scary, uncomfortable changes, or taking a risk that's quite scary to take. And it can be small changes as well. They don't have to be big life-changing things. They can be little things, but I think it's just about taking those little steps to help you start living your best life. Your happiness here, broccoli and kale, actually more like way down here. Like, they're nice and they are good for you, but if you're stressed, in a horrible relationship, hate your job, not sleeping, blah 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 blah, the broccoli and kale doesn't really balance it out. So yeah, in summary, health to me is not only eating salads and going to HIIT classes every day or going to spin classes every day. I hate spinning. I used to try and force myself to do it. I hate it. It hurts my ass and it's just horrible. And I'm never doing it again. Healthy is having a gin and tonic on a summer's evening. Healthy is, you know, having a takeaway pizza with your friends in the park and loving every little mouthful. It's having a lie-in on a Sunday morning and having breakfast in bed and not forcing yourself to go out for a run when you don't want to go on one. All these things, along with eating your veg and moving your body. That's healthy. But you can't just do the veg and exercise thing. You need all the other stuff too. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it and please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back forevermore for all the rest of my videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at _Lucy Telfer and my blog is just www.lucytelfer.com. I'll leave all that information in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Bye.